Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moon Mage. If you're new here, this is weekly tarot messages. Pick a card message, messages 1 through 4. And I always tell everybody to give themselves a second to really feel into which message is speaking to them, not overthinking it, whatever they're pulled to, using your own intuition, so that you can have a look at the potential energies, challenges, along with some guidance, advice, and action steps that you can take to hopefully navigate your week ahead in the best possible way. I always tell everyone that they're timeless, because regardless of the dates, when you land on them was when you were meant to receive that message, when you were meant to hear the energies coming your way. So don't get too caught up in the dates if you're here weeks later. Also, wanted to quickly mention I have a new tarot video that came out this week connected to what you may need to know right now. And I'm mentioning this because they could connect to the messages that come through for you this week. So if you're interested, you can have a look at that. And also, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel if you're finding any kind of value or resonance with what I'm doing here. Okay, so give yourself a second, feel into messages 1 through 4, and I will get started here with message number 1. Hello to all my beautiful message 1 choosers. What do my beautiful message 1s need to know this week? What's coming up for them? Message 1. You know, I've got itchy hands. I wonder if that's going to be anything for my message 1 choosers. Maybe you guys are going to be getting some money. That's the superstition, right? Itchy hands means money's coming your way. Oh, okay. All right, we've got 5 of Cups energy. This is not the most comfortable of energies. So maybe some of you have been in 5 of Cups energy. It's essentially feeling emotionally disconnected, lost, or that something that's emotionally gone sideways or wrong for you, and you've been dealing with the heaviness of that or disappointment around that. I always like to point out, though, that in this card, what the girl here is not noticing is that there's something beautiful in front of her. She's only noticing what's gone wrong, what there isn't essentially, rather than what could be coming, or noticing something that's an emotionally beautifully connected offering just behind her there, right? There's something glowing that she can't see because we're hyper fixated on what's gone wrong. Essentially, that's the energy around this. So there's either the potential to turn this around this week, or there's a heads up that if something's coming your way that's emotionally heavy or hard, to make sure that we're not only focusing on the hard aspects of it, because there's something behind you, in and around you, that's positive that you're going to want to notice. My hand is very itchy. My goodness. All right. Abundance. When your heart's intention is to serve humanity, doors of abundance naturally open. Okay. That itchy hand, right? That superstition about it means money's coming your way. It makes me feel like maybe something hasn't worked out the way that you had hoped, or you're feeling disconnected from the energy of abundance. And it's saying, go back to your why, go back to your heart about why you wanted to do this thing, the intentions that you set for yourself, even learning from anything that's gone potentially wrong, because there's something beautiful around you that you can't see that wants to bring this energy towards you. And you may notice it this week. The idea, the inspiration, the creativity, or actual abundance wants to show up, but we need to move out of that 5 of Cups energy, right? Really being lost in the sauce of our emotions. Totally human of us to do, right? When we feel disappointment, or like nothing's really been going our way or working out for us. But I feel like this might be a turnaround week for many of you to be receiving. You know, I get this feeling of like my tries are outside the lines, and it just feels like they're always just outside of something that could connect to positive abundance or manifestation for me. And just feeling over it, exhausted by it. Goddess of the Moon coming out as the next main overarching energy. This is needing to draw down the moon, essentially, to connect to our intuition, to open up our crown, to higher wisdom, guidance, and mind, because I feel like that's going to connect you to this abundance. A different intention, a different way through or forward for you guys. I feel like it wants to show up for you guys this week. walking away. And that's that energy of that, hyperfixation. We're really stuck here in what didn't work out, what didn't germinate, what didn't grow, whether this is in business or love. I do think more by way of maybe something you're creating that wanted to cultivate abundance of some sort. But I do have that little niggle that for some of you, it might have been like a relationship thing that didn't move in the direction that you hoped and didn't become abundance in love and connectivity. But we're stuck, right? Because this is coming on the side of challenge, walking away, moving out of that emotional heaviness, that energy, that disappointment. Been really difficult for a lot of my message one choosers here. But it's time to walk away from this. It's time to move on from this energy, because this is what wants to show up for you in some way, shape, or form this week, this abundance energy. But remember here too, I'm really attracted to the number 52. I should mention that. Numerologically speaking, it reduces to a 7. So 7 could be important. You've got 27 there as well. Anyway, and you've got the 2 5s. Really noticing numbers here, message one. So 5s and 7s could be significant, maybe even 2s, because all those numbers on repeat here. But remember that the main thing here is it's taking a step back to clear your mind and connect, because something wants to show up. I can't kind of shake that energy off. Yeah. Rest and rejuvenation coming out in the reverse. And then action. Okay. There's another 7, by the way. So when rest and rejuvenation is coming out in the reverse, and especially when it's connecting to the outcome and taking action, it's time to draw this energy in, really make space for connectivity, wisdom, guidance, connecting to yourself, to your mind, to releasing something emotional and disappointing and heavy, walking away from it, because this is a week of action for you. You're meant to receive something and then not sit on it, act on it. It's time to come out of that emotional cave, essentially, and get moving. Making progress, moving forward. Focus is another word that keeps coming to me. Just like really harnessing and pulling in focus. Yeah, definitely something to that for me here for you guys. Where do we need, where focus goes, it grows. And I think when we've been really focused on emotional heaviness and disappointment and what's not working, or really having a hard time getting out of this emotional dissonance and heaviness that we've been dealing with. I think some of you have had some stormy energy that you've had to deal with. But I feel like the message for you, the main message here is it's time to move on from it this week. There's an opportunity coming in, and the universe is saying, we want you to walk away from what's been. It's time to act. It's time to move forward, come out of that cave, that emotional internal cave, essentially, and disconnect from those energies, because abundance, right? Something abundant wants to show up for you, something that will bring in abundance. And I think there's also this like underbelly message of, because it says when your heart's intention is to serve humanity, doors of abundance naturally open. Maybe you've been trying to do something or cultivate something that isn't as heart-centered as you'd like it to be, but maybe it looks on paper that it's what you're supposed to do. It's what everybody else is doing, and they seem to have success. And so rather than following your own soul's whispers and calling and doing it your own way, maybe you've adopted their way. And I have this feeling that the spiritual realm, the universe is saying, no, it's like that song, you can go your own way. You're meant to do things differently to be more unique with this situation. Lion, courage, ask for what you want. Yeah, not what you think that you should want, not in a way that other people are doing a thing or the way that they're creating something, even if they're getting success. There's this really strong vibe, I feel, that you guys are meant to do something very differently than the norm, what society is doing with these particular things or situations. You're meant to go your own way and bring your own unique stamp to something. And it's going to cultivate abundance. It's going to bring in the reward. And you have the opportunity this week to connect to what that is, to see something differently, to disconnect from what's been disappointing and emotionally heavy, walk away and start moving towards it, because this is where you ultimately end up, in an abundant energy, positivity. I also feel like this weird vibe for some of you of suddenly getting recognized, where maybe you haven't been feeling appreciated or seen or noticed. I feel like that starts to happen as a result of you unhooking yourself from the way that you think you should be doing things. I can't shake that. I feel like for some of you, it's been like all these people who are doing something similar to what I'm doing have success, and they're doing it like this. Even though it doesn't resonate with me, I'm going to do it too because it looks like that's what works. But I feel like you're meant to do something very differently from the rest. Yes. Okay. I don't want to bang on too much. These are just meant to be short, quick heads up for everybody who chooses these messages. So I think I will leave that there, but really give yourself over to a little bit of retreat at the very beginning of this week. When you land on this, make space, because I have this feeling that what you need to know, what you need to see, or how you need to unhook from the disappointment and the emotional heaviness can be unhooked rather quickly, and something else comes through that's going to connect you to what you need to act on, that's going to bring this abundant energy in rather quickly compared to how things have been going for you thus far. But courage required, right? Ask for what you want. Don't settle, and don't think you have to do it like everybody else. All right, I'm going to leave that there, and I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 2. Let's have a look and see, what do my beautiful message 2s need to know going into this week? What is showing up for message 2? Oop. Oh, there we go. 8 of Cups, another Cups card. Okay, so 8 of Cups is all about what are we emotionally disconnecting from, walking away from, or what do we need to emotionally disconnect from or walk away from? It's sort of a calling card to say, are we really moving in a good direction towards that light, towards positive energy and positive things, people, situations, or are we stuck in the 8 of Cups where if it was like this, we're like overthinking it, spending too much time ruminating on what to do. But I feel because it's showing up for you as the main overarching energy, it's going to be an ask to really look at that, what we're staying emotionally hooked into and attached to. And is it time to disconnect and walk away from something, someone, a situation, what have you? A way of being. I keep thinking about that. A way of being, too, for some of you. Emotionally disconnecting from a certain way of being. Dreams. The universe speaks to you through your dreams. Okay, heads up. Pay attention to your dreams. Keep a dream journal beside the bed this week. The universe is going to be trying to get your attention and show you the way forward. Walking away, how to walk away from a particular thing or way of being, or situations that just aren't serving you anymore. Being guided through your dreams. And I feel like that includes daydreams for some of you too. So if you catch yourself daydreaming about something, stop and be like, what was I just daydreaming about? There's something there for me, like messaging. Or like a divine nudge, where it's sort of like you're channeling, getting a divine download. This is what I'm trying to say. I'm wondering too, if some of you have felt quite heavy as of late, like weighed down by a lot of things, responsibilities and decisions. For some reason, I'm feeling like that. Journey, love that. Meant to go in a different direction. That's definitely here for my message 2 choosers. You are meant to be going in a new direction. There's a new direction that wants to show up. If you're feeling indecisive or unsure about what that's going to look like or the direction you're supposed to be taking, I feel like you're getting a heads up about that this week. Yeah, journey. It's time to move on and move forward towards something else, someone else. A new beginning. Okay. Broken heart, coming in the side of challenge, and reversed. So you are meant to be moving on from something that has broken your heart. It's been challenging. It's been difficult. I think it's actually starting to happen, which is why this is, even though it's coming on the side of challenge already, it's in the reverse, kind of suggesting like you've made progress here in mending a broken heart, healing your broken heart. You've been doing the work on yourself and you're there. Even if it doesn't feel like it quite yet, you're there. You're showing up for yourself. Things are shifting and changing. And this is the week where this starts to like break apart for you and you start to receive the way forward. The idea is the getting divinely inspired to really completely disconnect from this energy that had you feeling so brokenhearted. Okay, 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel, but it's in the reverse, suggesting that we really need to make space for connecting to this dream energy, paying attention to these universal downloads. So maybe doing a little bit of crown chakra clearing would be a good idea for you. If you don't have time to sit in meditation, sometimes it's as simple as, my crown is clear. I am open to divine wisdom, even if it doesn't make sense to me. You know, kind of affirming that for yourself as you move along this week, because this is suggesting definitely something wants to come through. Universal wisdom messaging, paying attention to signs and omens and the thoughts that you're having, the dreams that you're having. They're all pointing you in the direction of this new journey, this new beginning. And that's coming up for you guys this week. Door to value. Okay. And it's in the reverse. All right. So I think for a lot of you, there's been a lot of indecisiveness and I don't know which direction to go. I even think that maybe some of you have received some answers, some ideas. Maybe you didn't listen to them. And it's sort of a bit of a heads up here too, I think, for some of you, because this is general, that what you've placed value on thus far, or maybe where your energy and attention has gone, hasn't been the sort of thing that connects deeply, emotionally, and spiritually with your heart. So it's not your door to the value that you've thought you've been wanting or needing. It's changing for you. There's a big shift around this for you guys this week. I really feel like that. And what we place value on needs to be assessed by you. What do I truly value? What do I really want? And in a heart-centered way, put aside all the things I think I need. And what do I just want and feel? There's something to that for me. So this unsticking of this harder energy starts to unfold for you guys this week. You're going to be shown the way, but space needs to be created for it to get to you. I feel like you're quite spiritually connected, even more than you realize, or becoming more spiritually connected. Your intuition is expanding, but there's probably a little bit of frustration there too, because it's like the physical world is in an argument with your emotional world. And that's coming back online and back into balance for you guys this week by way of communication and ideation and ways forward that are going to bring you to a door of value. You may not be walking through that this week. I don't think so. But the tools and the ideas and the inspirations are going to be starting for you this week. They're going to be coming through this week. And I really feel like it's a setup for a very big new beginning where we're moving forward. Elephant, resolve. You will overcome any obstacles. Yeah. I really, really strongly have this sense of it's time to reassess what you place value on or what you have up until this point. Because I think even maybe there's a part of you that's recognizing the certain values of yours have changed. What you used to want or think was really important is shifting. And that's okay. You're supposed to be leaning into that. You're evolving, I feel like, as a human. Elephants are also very connected to matriarchal energy. So empowered and powerful, strong feminine energy of creativity, intuition, nurturing. I feel like you're embodying this more and more. And as this says, like, you are meant to start emotionally detaching from old ways, old things, and moving forward to something much more connected and in line with who you're becoming as a person. I definitely feel like you're really evolving as a human being. Message to you. And you're going to overcome the difficulties, the obstacles, the things that have kept you maybe feeling smaller, less than, blocked, that have hurt you in the past. I definitely get the sense some of you are going to be making decisions to emotionally walk away from a particular person or people because it's going to be what's best for you, mind, body, soul in the long run. Yeah. I don't know why, but I just was having this strong urge to look at the bottom card, joy, making more space for joy and lighten up your energy, right? Definitely going through it, definitely maybe overthinking, worried. There's some fear here. And this is not in a nasty way to say it loud. It's about lightening up our energy, right? Because this expands us more and helps us connect to the universe in a much bigger way. So if whatever makes you feel light and joyful, almost like where you're embracing childlike innocence and silliness and joy, embody that as much as you can this week. Because I also think that's going to really help you connect to this dreamy energy, this intuitive nudge that's going to be coming for you. The universe is really wanting to get your attention this week. It's got inspiration for you. It's got ideas. It's got answers that you've been needing. That's going to help you resolve things out and move on. And that starts for you guys this week. But I'm going to leave that there. And I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys. Hello to all my beautiful message 3 choosers. Let's have a look and see what do my beautiful message 3s need to know this week. What's showing up for message 3? That was about to get really messy, I think. The Devil in reverse. Now, this is a card we like to see in reverse. So this can mean so many things. That this week is providing an opportunity to come out of negative patterns that just aren't good for you anymore, detaching from negative people, situations. It could even be addictions for some of you. Maybe some of you have made decisions to stop doing a particular thing that you know is not good for you. This can be anything too. It can be anything from drinking, smoking, drugs, all the way to too much social media or consuming too many negative things. It's like that, but there's either the opportunity or the beginning of this happening for you, disconnecting from that devil energy, that addictive behavior or patterns that just you don't need anymore, don't want anymore, and don't serve you in any kind of way. Let's pull some more cards to go with that. I always like to see the devil in reverse. Celebration. Celebrate your achievements. You truly are a gift to the universe. Yes, I feel like you're getting a little bit of a that proverbial white flag being waved, like you've won the race in some kind of way, metaphorically speaking. Like you've been doing some hard work. You've been moving in a really good direction, coming out of this negative patterns or doing some healing work, or you've made hard decisions for yourself that are going to benefit you, like by detaching from some sort of behavior pattern again. And it's time to celebrate you. Celebrate your achievements. You truly are a gift to the universe. Yeah. Like even if it feels like, well, I haven't really done anything that great. You have. It's like a shout out from the heavens. Like, we're proud of you. We see you doing the work. And you should be very proud of yourself. I feel like you're getting a big head nod from the spiritual realm, from the angels, from the universe. Like you're going in the right direction. You're making good decisions. You're doing all good things. Maybe you've even had to make a really hard decision emotionally, but you made it, even though it's been hard and it's been difficult. And you should be proud of yourself for it because it was no easy thing. Okay. So I think those are going to be the first 2 cards there. Okay, we'll go like this for the last couple cards. So this one fell out first and then this one fell on top of it upright. So we've got second chakra, archangel area, which kind of makes sense here because, okay, that's the chakra responsible for, our emotions. It's our emotional center where we hold guilt, shame. Our sexuality is held there, our creativity, just nurturing energy, feminine energy, passion, inspiration, things like that. You've made an emotionally hard decision, I think, and it's being recognized by the heavens, clearing this space. It could also be a bit of a heads up to keep doing the work on this energy center in particular, about healing out, letting go of things like guilt, shame, things that have caused you to be emotionally knotted up or just not helpful. And it kind of makes some sense with the second card that fell out with that, because it's saying man holding a heart, coming in the challenge position. So, I think some of you who chose message number 3 made a decision to emotionally walk away from a connection that was just not healthy for you. And maybe you've experienced a lot of emotional upheaval with the decision. It's been really, really hard, but you're getting this, like, you've done the right thing for yourself. You made a good decision for yourself. Maybe you're experiencing some doubt and you're second guessing. I feel like this is your message to say, don't second guess your decisions that you made or the choices that you're making for yourself right now. They are good for you. They are healthy for you. You're going in the right direction and you're making really good choices. Even though I feel like it's been so hard for you, all the more reason to be proud that you've done this hard thing. The Temple Path in reverse. Okay. So it's sort of like this feeling of, once we've made hard decisions and we're moving in a good direction, yes, be proud of ourselves. We're doing good things. We're getting confirmation from the universe that we're making the right choices and decisions. But now it's time to figure out what the path is, because this is in reverse, and that's your advice this week. What do you want from here? Truly. Don't settle. Don't sell yourself short. Allow yourself to dream big like you would if you were a child. Kids do not filter their dreams into reality. They don't worry about what's realistic. They just go for the big ooey gooey dream. And for whatever reason, I'm feeling like you should too, so that you can find your way back onto your temple path, following your light, your passion, your purpose, being moved towards good people and situations now that you've disconnected from hard things and made really hard emotional choices for you that are really good. That's the opportunity coming in. What does that temple path look like for you? Cornucopia. Okay, I have to say, I think that I'm getting this feeling of some of you really need to think twice about what maybe you've decided you need to move towards. Like, you've done really beautiful work up here, made really hard emotional decisions that are healthy and good. But where you're going from here needs to be thought through, needs to be connected to mind, body, soul, not just in the mind, because our mind can tell us things that are like, well, this is what I should do, right? Shoulding on ourselves. This is practical. This makes the most sense. But ultimately, it won't lead you to that cornucopia, to being on your temple path. So there's an energy here of, now that you've done this hard work, don't change yourself moving forward. And maybe some of you are grappling with something like that. You've had some sort of epiphany or opportunity. Maybe on some level it doesn't feel like the best one, but maybe I should just take it. I feel like there's a bit of a heads up around that, if that's true for you guys. It won't lead you to that feeling of cornucopia, like I've arrived at the right thing, the right place, towards the right people, situations, etc., etc. So something to keep in mind. I feel like there's definitely this feeling of needing to think things through now that you've done this hard work before you take the next step. Because there is something, I think, coming up for you this week that is not connected to your best and highest good, to your temple path, to that feeling of abundance and connection. So just keep that in mind. Yeah. Okay. I just said that. Taking time to think things through, that thinking woman, right? We've got a lot of emotional feminine energy up here, right? Where creativity and passion is. Thinking woman. Thinking things through. How does this feel to me? Like, when I really sit with it, does it feel like it's the best thing for me, the best direction for me? Is there a reason I feel like I should just take it or move towards this or that? It's like that. So just give yourself time with this. You've done a lot of work. Take a time to pause, get sorted, celebrate yourself and the hard things that you've done and the emotional decisions that were really difficult that you've done. Because I feel like if you pause and give yourself over to this, I'm proud of me, this has been difficult, but I've done it, it will bring better and more divine inspiration, rather than you feeling like, okay, I should just do this next thing because it's new and it's different and it doesn't really resonate with me, but I just do it. And I feel like it's no. I feel like it's no to that, but I should stop beating that dead horse. I think you know what I mean. Just be mindful of what you move towards, as a result of having disconnected from something that was good for you to disconnect from. There's no immediacy here where you have to make a new decision right away. Okay, we've got Coyote and Wise Fool. Accept your follies and find the teaching in them. Maybe some of you have been beating yourself up too about decisions or where you've stayed, or maybe who you've forgiven in the past and letting them come back in and come back in. And that's why you're not allowing yourself to emotionally celebrate your hard choices, but you should be. They're not necessarily mistakes so much as life lessons. I feel like you've learned and your next step is coming, and you're meant to go back into joy and celebration and feel really good and proud about yourself this week, not beating yourself up and not settling. Yeah, find the teaching in them. And I think that that's connected to this first part of your reading, right? Because this part feels very much like this is where we want you to be. Celebrate your achievements. Be proud of who you are. You really are a gift to the universe. You've learned through your mistakes. It's time to understand them and embody them more fully before making any decisions about moving forward. Because it does have this energy of we don't want you to move towards something that's not what's best for you. Or someone, for some of you. Yeah, okay. And then on the bottom of this, I don't know why I'm feeling like I need to look at the bottom card for you guys. Trust in your higher self and spirit. There's something happening, a reconnection to your spirit and more intuition and more emotional connection in this way showing up for you, awakening. All the more reason to allow yourself to embody this beautiful energy, learn before making any decisions. Yes, okay. I am going to leave that there. I really do hope that you guys give yourself over to this more joyful, being proud of yourself energy and celebrating yourself and the hard things that you've done. Because ultimately, as you expand and learn from those things and forgive yourself for perceived mistakes, more beautiful energy shows up for you that really does lead you on a temple path. All right, I will leave that there. I hope you guys all have an amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys. Hello, message 4. Let's have a look and see what do my beautiful message 4 choosers need to know going into this week. What is showing up for message 4? I'm feeling like don't overshuffle, so I'm not going to overshuffle here. The Tower. Okay. Big changes are likely afoot for you guys this week. That's what the Tower is all about. It's either saying that big changes are going to show up and this is your heads up to be ready for them, right? That Tower moment where everything starts to really shift so that you can have a new beginning. So a big ending could be showing up, or that it's time to allow big changes to show up. We shall see what the rest of the cards say. Page of Swords on the bottom in reverse. I almost wonder if some of you had a block where you couldn't see something, you didn't have enough information to create or cultivate a big change. That could be a thing for some of you that's going to shift this week. But I do think that this is a heads up for some of you that big changes are about to happen this week. You know, that squirrel there's a squirrel on the card, and squirrels are connected to preparation, right? Giving you a heads up to be forewarned is to be forearmed. And that doesn't mean the changes have to be bad. They could be really good. Advancement. A strong energy is propelling you forward. Follow the stirrings of your heart. Yeah. Moving away from an old thing, an old cycle, and into a new one. New beginnings are coming up for you guys this week. That's advancing you in a really good way. And it's saying to follow this strong energy. So I do think some of you have some control over how this change comes in, how it manifests. A strong energy is propelling you forward. Follow the stirrings of your heart. Yeah. Do not sit on anything that you feel guided to move towards, to try to create whatever it is. Say yes to it. Follow that. You know, I do think there might be a little bit of fear that is evoked in some of you with this, which is normal, especially if we're trying to advance and move towards something new or follow our own, promptings. We can tend to kind of hit a wall of all of a sudden the what if energy shows up. Just be mindful of that. Message 4, because this feels quite positive for you. This shift, this change. Okay, I pulled 2, so like this, I am going to go like that because it should be this one first. 6th chakra, Archangel Metatron, 40. Yeah, vision, right? Vision being cleared out. You're going to see something very clearly. A massive nudge, a divine download, an inspiration that brings in this huge shift and change within you and around you and in your life. It's definitely starting with you, though, message 4. You really need to trust what's coming through this week and the visions that you have and the ideas that you have, where you're inspired, because it's going to lead to major advancement and change. Okay, so indecision, coming in the side of challenge. This is what I was talking about. I was feeling this like, I'm excited, I'm ready to go. I feel so inspired and enlightened, and I'm just feeling impassioned, and then boom, hitting that wall of, overthinking, what if energy, worry, fear coming in. You really want to try to find a way to move through that, to not allow indecision to rear its ugly head and stop you from moving forward and following this thing. Yeah. This doesn't seem at all connected, because I keep thinking of fire and which is passion and inspiration, but like almost like a dragon, breathing fire. It doesn't make any sense with this card. I don't know if it's about embodying that type of energy or finding your inner fire and utilizing that when you hit this wall of indecision and fear around that what if I can't do this? What if I'm just crazy for being inspired by this? I don't know what that is. Angel of Strength. Okay, yes, I do. Coming out in the reverse. I do think that this comes in hot and heavy and with lots of clarity, almost in a way that feels like you had a very big spiritual moment and connection. And it's exciting, and it feels so out of the realm of ordinary. And then it's like, again, that hitting that wall and losing the strength and momentum to follow the stirrings of your heart in this way, really being told that you need to be mindful of that, because you are meant to blow through this with that fire, with that passion, with that trust in these ideas this week. You're going to be divinely inspired. That is for certain. You're going to have a vision that could change and advance you in a huge way your whole life, it feels like. This would be the starting point, right? So it's not going to be that your life is turned upside down in a moment. But eventually you'll look back at this, if you follow it, and be like, that moment, that inspiration created this domino effect where I'm living completely different now. Everything looks different now. Don't second guess this, message 4. This is your door to spirit. You're being asked to walk through it. Trust your visions. Trust in this divine connectivity that happens for you this week. I feel like divine downloads, a major spiritual experience. You are meant to lean in, trust it, and do something with it. Act on it, advance yourself with it, because it changes your life. It feels like in a very big way for you guys, ultimately. It is a divine nudge. You are divinely guided. I feel like you're going to second guess that. Did I make it up? Am I just crazy? Be very mindful of this. You don't want to push this inspiration and this tower moment for a new beginning back because of fear and overthinking. Okay, I don't know why that one's yeah. Don't look at that card. I feel like that's what that is for my message for us. Don't allow indecisiveness to rear its ugly head and creep in on you. I think that happens a lot, that idea of the 5-second rule, counting to 5 and then making ourselves go after that thing that we want, or follow an idea or do a thing that we know we need to do. I feel like implementing that could be a good idea for my message for us this week, because then you don't give yourself enough space to overthink it. Trust in your higher self. Spirit, Eagle. Door to Spirit is opening up for you guys massively this week, and it is meant to shake your world in a good way. Bring in profound change, shake your foundations. Even if, I want to say, even for some of you, if initially it doesn't feel good, like a pinch, it's going to be. I do think for more of you, it is going to be, though, with this inspiration, with third eye energy opening up for you. Make space for third eye clearing and meditation, I think, this week. Really coming in hot to bring you information, wisdom, guidance, inspiration, divine downloads that you are absolutely meant to follow, because it advances you so much that I really feel like, in a year or two from now, you look back at your life and you go like, that was the thing that started this whole change. And now I'm looking back at the way my life was then compared to now. And it's so different. It's so much better, lighter, happier, connected, because we're moving towards our spirit, our soul, passion, purpose, people. Yeah, I really feel like this could be a beautiful, beautiful energy for you to lean into this week. But your biggest challenge is going to be this: overthinking, what if energy, fear of what you don't know, staying strong in what comes through and following it, even if it scares you. Just be mindful of that. I also want to say too that I keep doing this where I go to put my deck back and I keep flipping it up. I don't know why. And it's Giraffe, Foresight. You are able to see what is in store for the future. And then you've got third eye, right? Giraffes are actually connected to the third eye energy, being psychically inclined, able to see, like, clairvoyantly what's ahead, see the future psychically. I think this is something that's really opening up for you. I suspect a lot of my message for choosers are quite psychic, intuitive, clairvoyant. And this says you are able to see what's in store for the future, foresight. You're going to have a glimpse of that too, what it could be, what it could look like, and what you need to do. And you're meant to follow it in a very big way here, message 4. Again, I can't say it enough. Don't let indecision, fear, and overthinking and what if energy to take hold and take root in you to block you from moving towards this, because it's an invitation to be on your divine path in a huge way. Yeah. Trust yourself. Trust what you see. All right. I am going to leave that there. And I hope all of you have the most amazing, beautiful week. Take care, guys.